This right here looks like a sloppy melted ice cream mess, but let me tell you, it is my favorite childhood dessert that uses ice cream, haytalliyah, and milk to make this like dessert soup. So let's go ahead and make it. So to start for the haytalliyah, I'm just going to use half a cup of cold water and then whisk in half a cup of cornstarch. And then I'm going to whisk this until it is a smooth mixture and then put it on the side. After that, it's time to actually make the haytalliyah, which I am going to add in about a quart of milk. Checking if my milk is good. Quart of milk. Luckily, my pot has measurements. I just found that out. I messed up measurements. It should actually be a full gallon to the half cup of cornstarch. So what I'm going to make sure I do is only do half of that cornstarch mixture. I went ahead and added in my milk. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the heat to medium heat, and I'm just going to let this do its thing. So while this milk is heating up, I am going to just make sure I keep stirring it continuously so that it doesn't scald. And then I'm going to add in my cornstarch as well as the half cup of sugar. I might go a little bit less since that is just up to preference, but let's add in, I'm going to do half of this mixture of cornstarch, and then if I need to, I can add more as I go. This is kind of one of those recipes where like you can eyeball it and get away with it, because it is just like a cornstarch slurry. But while you're doing this, you have to make sure you continuously stir or else it'll burn on the bottom. I'm then gonna add in my sugar. I think I'm gonna do this much, taste the mixture, and then add more as needed. I do want to put the rose and the orange blossom waters in at the last moment. That way they don't really cook off. I find when I add them in right away, you end up losing a little bit of that flavor. So once this starts to thicken up a little bit and starts to boil, that's when I'll add it in. But I'm just gonna keep stirring. I think it'll probably take me like, what, 10 minutes before it starts to thicken, so I'll be back once that's done. While that's cooking, I also realized I forgot to mention the baking dish we're going to be pouring this into. You want it to be something that will like make an inch high of thickness for these cubes. You don't want them to be any thicker than that. You can also use multiple containers. I would recommend something rectangular, that way you get cubes and don't get round edges. Unfortunately, this is the only thing I have right now, so I'm gonna have little round edges, but that's okay. Oh no. Yep, I had a feeling. How do I take it off the heat? This happens to me every time. Every time. Okay, she's calmed down. Let's try this again. I'll just lower the heat a little bit more, and then it's about half a tablespoon of both orange blossom water. That was a lot. And then also rose water. Also supposed to be half a tablespoon, but I do know that these tend to also be not that flavorful. So taste it, add more if you need it. This is dangerous moves. I've already cleaned scalding milk once from this oven this week. I'd rather not do it again. All right, new pot, but I'm just gonna follow the same steps. This was the worst job of them all, okay? When your mom decided to tell you, hey, I need your help in the kitchen, and it was stirring one of these for an hour, you cried internally, because if you let it overboil and spill in the oven, you were screwed. If you let it burn in the bottom and these brown bits that happened to mine happen, you screwed. It was a high stress environment as a child, but I am not seeing this thicken, at least not as thick as it should be for this recipe. So I think I'm gonna add in the rest of that cornstarch, or I'll add in a little bit of it and see where that takes me. I've been mixing for like another 10-ish minutes and it's still not the thickness I want, so in goes all this cornstarch. That means it's a half cup cornstarch to 1 quart. I think this is the consistency we want it at. It will solidify more as it cools down, but you can see it's like gloopy. It definitely needed all of the cornstarch. I'm an idiot. I just now realized I did half the gallon, which is a quart, and the half gallon is about 1.89 liters. So yeah, I did need all of the cornstarch. I did my math wrong. I tried to have the recipe, but instead I didn't. I did the whole recipe. This is why you like rewrite the recipe when you change the measurements instead of doing them in your head. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat and pour this into my other container once it cools down a little bit, and then it's just gonna chill in the fridge for about however long it takes to cool down completely and solidify, and then we can assemble. Okay, this has been a nightmare to make. I'm gonna be honest. I went through and made it that first time that I showed you, and then I checked in on it and I was like, the recipe did not have enough cornstarch in it, so I went ahead, put it back in the pot, and added another 1/4 cup of cornstarch because I called my mom and she was like, yeah, you guys liked it a lot thicker, so I always added extra cornstarch. So with 3/4 cup of cornstarch, this worked out. But here's where the magic actually happens. Okay, I finally discovered it. This one is not done right. If you look closely, you can see the burnt milk things. It's fine. It's fine. I wouldn't serve this to anyone because of the burnt milk, but I know for next time, if I add in all of the cornstarch, the right amount at the beginning, it will thicken up very quickly, whereas I was there mixing it for too long, which is why the milk burnt. What's next is the fun part. So usually we would use a very creamy vanilla ice cream, but I had this cookies and cream ice cream and I was like, oh my gosh, you know what? This might be an interesting flavor combo. Now I get the rose water and the orange blossom don't really match with cookies and cream. However, this is a very mild cookies and cream. It's basically vanilla. The sun is setting. That's how long this has been. So ignore the changes in the light. What I also think is this is not fully set either, but I'm impatient. I want this dessert, okay? I'm about to go to sleep. This is not it. You cut this into cubes. Yeah, it's not set yet, but it will be. Oh, some parts of it are set. Sometimes you kind of wanna spray the knife so it doesn't stick. And then you just go through and cut it. See how it's holding its shape, kind of like boba. I'm only gonna do 2 rows because I don't need that many pieces. Ideally, you would do this in a huge bowl to serve, but you get a bowl, you add in some milk. You're supposed to eat it instantly. So you make it and then you portion it out like soup. Into the milk, you can add sugar. You can add more orange and rose depending on how flavorful your haytalliyah is. I don't think I had enough orange blossom, so I'm just gonna add a tiny bit. That might have been too much. We'll see. But I'm not gonna add sugar into this. Some people want it sweeter. I do not. I think milk plus ice cream plus the sugar that's already in the cubes, nah. You then, like an ice cream float, I've actually never had one, but I think this is how this works. You kind of just plop the ice cream into the milk. You add in, I think, about a scoop of ice cream. You don't need much of the ice cream. And then you add in your cubes. Oh, nope, they set well. Yes. Okay, I like them thicker, but they still set, and I'll take that compared to what they were earlier. And if you're making this, you're not sure if it's set well, look. That's thick. And when I poured it, oh, my bread machines were. When I poured it, it had lumps. I had to smooth it out, and that's how I knew it was thick enough. If it's not thick enough when you go to cut it, just reheat it. Plop it back into a pot, bring it back up to medium heat, and then add in cornstarch, bring it to a boil, and then pour it back into the pan. It'll be fine. It's a very forgiving recipe. Now is the moment of truth of whether or not cookies and cream was a weird decision. Let me try it out without the ice cream first. Now, usually what I would do, this is based purely on what I would do. Some ice cream, some of the cube, some milk. Look at that. My ice cream tastes like freezer. That is a bummer. I highly recommend this recipe, and I don't like the cookies and cream. I think the vanilla ice cream is a must. The other flavor that would go well with this is probably pistachio. So maybe a pistachio or a vanilla, but anything that's not what you would find in a traditional Arab dessert probably wouldn't match this. I'm enjoying it too much. The ice cream is a cold, creamy texture. The haytalliyah cubes are I don't know how to explain it, but they're a warmer dessert. It's fully chilled, but it feels warm. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know, to me some things are warmer than others. But anyways, the cube is warm, but the ice cream is cold and creamy. And then the cube is gelatinousy, it's not as gelatinous as boba, but it kind of gives the contradiction that boba does to bubble tea. And then the milk is just a soup base. I don't know what else. It's a mix of textures and flavors, and to me, it's such a good dessert. I need to eat it before all the ice cream melts. I'm telling you, my mom rarely ever made this, but every time she made it, everyone went crazy. It is such a delicacy, and now that I know how easy it is to make, I'm gonna question why she didn't make it very often. But I'm also gonna make it on my own now, and I'm gonna try out different ice cream flavors. But with that, I'm off to enjoy this bowl, and I'll be back with another video soon.